Well, hello, my beautiful Taurians. How are you, my gorgeous ones? So, welcome, all you new ones. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Cindy. I am the modern day spiritual advisor. I use multiple modalities, including tarot and astrology, mediumship, holistic life coaching, hypnotherapy, all kinds of stuff to help you on your path. So, my gorgeous ones, I'm so excited for you. I know you've heard about this. Uranus is moving into your sign, which means for you, you are going to be coming into a very lovely Taurian time in the next 7 to 8 years. So your life is going to be very different. It's that change that you've been sort of noticing and understanding and trying to deal with, and it is going to change one way or the other because Uranus is the shock and awe. It's the planet of shock and awe. So you don't change, it will make you change. It'll change it for you. So, what I'm going to do in this video is I'm only going to go over the highlights. If you want a more in-depth about the sign and the aspects and the planets themselves and how they act, I'm going to have this more in-depth video for download on my website. I think it'll be like $4.99 or $5.99. I'm not really sure what the price point is, but they should be done by this weekend. So for this month, Taurus, we have Mars in shadow. So Mars is in so if you look here, Taurus, your 1, this is your 12th, 11th, 10th, 9th. So 9th, and if you look, I'm sorry, hold on, let me get you the right date, because that's not the right date. It shows Mars in Aquarius. Okay, so with Mars in shadow right now, this is your 9th house, right? So your 9th house is your belief systems. It's where gurus and teachers and mentors, it's higher learning, it's foreign travel, it's that stuff. And so that stuff has been really highlighted for you. With Mars in shadow, Mars is the god of war. Mars likes to do things and then think about it later, right? So pay attention this month to whatever's coming up for you, because whatever's coming up for you is going to be really focused on when Mars goes retrograde at the end of June. Okay, so it'll be the end of June till the end of August. Okay, so then again we have Uranus. Uranus right now is in Aries, but it will be moving into Taurus. So Uranus, again, is the planet of shock and awe, but it shocks and awes you. It's like the tower in the tarot card, right? It'll like shift you. But it likes to shock and awe you so that it can liberate you, so that it can have you breathe better, so that it can have you feel better, right? And sometimes we just need that push. We just need that shock, especially you Taurians, because you don't like to move. You're a fixed sign, which means you feel more comfortable when you know exactly what's going on and you don't want to move, right? Even if what's going on is not healthy for you, you still not move. So Uranus rules innovation, rules the metaphysics, rules astrology, rules spiritual evolvement, and rules new technology. So when it moves into Taurus, it's going to be behaving in a very Taurian way. So whatever it shocks and awes, it's to get you to a safer, secure, stable, financially stable, slower paced life, right? So because it's in your first house, that's your identity. That's your physical identity here in this world. So Uranus wants to get you to that place that you used to be, that you know you're going to be even better at, which is very safe, very comfortable, very financially stable, financially excelling, financially not having to worry so much. Remember those days? That's coming back. Actually, it's not really coming back. It's like going to be even better. So it's just going to be a better space for you. So in the next 8 years, this is what's going to be unfolding for you. It will retrograde back into Aries on November 26th through March 26th of 2019. So November 26th, 2018. So for that period of time, any planet that retrogrades, any star, anything that, well, stars don't retrograde, but any planet that retrogrades, when they retrograde, it's about revising, editing, amending, completing some things. So whatever's been going on with Uranus in Aries in your 12th house, 12th houses are about completions. 12th houses are about the connection to the other worlds. 12th houses are about your connection to your past, present, and future lives, right? So anything that's been sort of come through or shocked you or any of that, anything that you began during that time, during that retrograde, it's going to be about either completing it, letting it go, revising it, amending it, editing, doing that stuff during that time, okay? So, listen, Taurus, I know this is really, really important for you, and you've had a lot of changes, and some were good, and some you refused, and so they changed it anyway because that's Uranus. But you are coming into a very different time. You're going to be more stable. You're going to be safer. You're going to be more comfortable. You're going to have opulence. You're going to have beautiful things and beautiful people around you. You kind of have been working on that already, but when Uranus goes into Taurus, it in the beginning it's going to shake you up because it's still got to shake some things. You got to let go of some things. So let's just say this: if you are aware of things that you need to let go of or things that you need to change and you're not changing them, Uranus is going to come in there and change it for you. So if you know that there are some things that you need to let go or change or move, then if it would be better if you did it so that you have that conscious effort to do it or that conscious decision to do it. Because trust me, if it's done to you, it's because it's between you and your higher self. It's something that you're trying to accomplish and experience in this life. Okay? So, we have the beautiful new moon in Taurus this month. So the new moon is going into your sign. You have beautiful new beginnings. Any sign or any planet, star, or asteroid, or any comet, anything like that, whatever house or sign it goes into, it has to play by that house's rules. It will express itself in that sign's manner. So when the new moon goes into Taurus, it's going to be beautiful new beginnings of tactile, of security, of comfort. So there's going to be new beginnings for you this month on the 15th. Now, I have videos about the full moon and how to work in that energy, and the new moon and how to manifest in that energy. It's about manifestation. Again, anything I talk about will be in the description box, in a link in the description box down below or on the side of this video at the end. So then we have the full moon in Sagittarius. So Sagittarius is your 8th house right now. Look, this is you. So this is you. This is your 12th, 11th, 10th, 9th, 8th. So your 8th house is your combined resources, other people's money, maybe loans, maybe grants, maybe your job. Like it's other people's finances or money. It's also the house where you understand your power and where you can take your power back. So with this full moons are about completions. Full moons are about letting go what no longer serves you. And Sagittarius likes to make the unknown known. Sagittarius is always looking at the bigger picture. Sagittarius is very positive side. So you could be ending and completing and letting go of what no longer serves you when this full moon comes about. So let's talk about on the 15th when we have that new moon, because the last thing I want to talk about, say before I go into these dates, is that we have 3 grand trines this month. Are you kidding me? Like 3 grand trines. If you don't know what a grand trine is, a grand trine is a divinely guided gift that you didn't have to work for, you didn't have to think about, you didn't have to put energy, you don't even have to make a decision about it. It's just a gift dropped in your lap. That's what it does. So, and it's from you and God, you and your source, you and oneness, you and your higher selves, whoever you connect with. It's a gift. We're going to have 3 of them. We have the Earth Grand Trine, which is your Grand Trine. You're going to be affected a lot with this. So you're going to have this beautiful gift that's going to come in to fulfill you physically. And what does Taurians, Capricorn, Virgo, what do earth signs like? Comfort, stability, right? So that's the gift coming for you. Now, it happens in very different ways for very different people. Kind of depends on your phase and where you're at and have you let go and are you working and are you making decisions. And it doesn't mean that you won't get a gift. It just means that you'll get this gift instead of this gift, right? So again, you didn't have to work for it. You don't have to think about it. It's just going to come. Now, will it come on the 15th? I don't know. Energies change. Energy flows. It doesn't stop and start. So you could get it on the 13th, 14th, 16th. Whatever this is, it's a grand trine, so it's a big energy. Now, on that same day, so we have that new moon in Taurus, so new beginnings, and we have the grand trine. So this grand trine, like this gift could come in to give you that new beginning, to give you that lift, to give you that, catapult you to that stage that you want to be, right? And so that's what will be happening on the 15th. On the 16th, you're really, really good at this. We have Mars squaring Uranus on the 16th, and so that's a really hard aspect. So, Mars, so Uranus is going to be your first house, so that's you, your identity. And Mars, right here, is going to be in Aquarius, right here, right? And Aquarius, you know Aquarius. Y'all know Aquarius. And Aquarius drive me nuts. Okay, so I'm sorry. Let me look at. I have two cursors, so let me make sure I get this right. Okay, so Uranus is right here. It's going to be in your first house, and this is your 12th, 11th, 10th. So this has to do with your work, your life purpose. So at work, when you have the square on this day, be very careful with your wording, or take note when people are coming to you and it seems aggressive. This is the time to just kind of walk away. Now let me say this. If you're used to never saying what you're supposed to, or never putting boundaries down, then maybe this is the time that you want to, but you can do it in a very constructive way, right? But if you're used to like putting your boundaries down and saying you what you want and da 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 da, maybe on this day, maybe you just take a deep breath and to count to 10 and walk away, right? Because this has to do with your work, your life purpose, your stature, your career, your reputation, and your identity. So something could come up on this day. Just be aware on the 16th. So on the 19th, sorry, I gotta move this. So on the 19th, okay, so on the 19th, Venus enters Cancer. And that's in your third house. So your third house of communication, your third house of media, entertainment, your writing, your vlogging, the way you communicate with people, the way you communicate with money, the way you communicate with things, the way you communicate in relationships. Like, that's your third house, right? Venus, being the planet of love, luck, and money, wants to bring you love, luck, and money. So you could be receiving any one of those three or all of those three. And I'll tell you why, because that's your second grand trine. So the second grand trine, that divinely guided gift, has to do with something a gift that's being brought to you to fulfill you emotionally. And if relaxation, if ease, if joy, if happiness is what's needed for your path to get you going, this gift could come in and do that. And it can do it in very different ways. It could come in as money. It could come in as love. It could come in as luck. Okay? So this grand trine has to do with Venus in Cancer, Neptune in Pisces, and Jupiter in Scorpio. So Neptune in Pisces is your 11th house of gains, right? So this is your 10th, 9th, 8th. This Jupiter in Scorpio has to do with your 7th house of relationships and boundaries, okay? So you could be receiving a gift where you understand your boundaries have been adhered to, where you understand that you like the people in your life. Maybe somebody comes in to show you that there are really, really good people in your life, or that there really are good people still in the world. This has to do with those three things. So something is going to come that's going to fulfill you emotionally, okay? And that's on the 19th. On top of when Venus comes into Cancer for this month, right? So sometimes it's here a month, sometimes it's here two. It just kind of depends on if it retrogrades or not. So on the 20th, let's look at that. So on the 20th, the Sun enters Gemini. Now, I like the Sun entering Gemini for you, Taurus, because that's your second house. So you may have gotten or received money already and luck already, or something that you really wanted already. Like maybe you were moving into this. Some of you, some other things happened because you weren't letting go and you weren't making your choices, right? And again, you have Uranus over here. So when the Sun comes into your second house, some things are gonna get very, very clear for you. There's gonna be some clarification. There's gonna be some things going right. There's gonna be where all the planets align. When the Sun comes into a house, it wants to It wants to make it brighter. It wants to clarify things. It wants to help you move forward. That's what it wants. And this is your second house of finances, your second house of your self-worth. So something could be coming when this happens, and it's going to be expressed in a very Gemini way. So a lighter, brighter, happy, joyous, fun way, right? So that will be happening on the 20th. Now, all month and on the 25th, we have Scorpio in your 7th and Neptune in your 11th. Make sure. So this is you, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. Right. So your 7th and your 11th house of gains. Your 11th house is your 11th house of gains, your social networking. It supports your 10th house. So this is a trine. A trine is different than a grand trine. A trine, you have to make a decision. It's opportunity that comes in, but you have to make a choice and you have to take an action. And oftentimes we cannot take the trine energy because it may not look like an opportunity could come in and you could say, that doesn't really look like what I want. But what we don't know is that takes us to the point that we want, right? And so sometimes these are missed opportunities. That's why I like sextiles better. Sextiles are like, it's a sure thing. You're gonna make, you got to work for it, but you got to make a decision about it. You're gonna take an action and it's gonna go forth. So you have this trine going on all month, and that's because opportunities are going to come in relationships, in your social networking. I see that some of you are going to have some really good friends come through. Some of you are going to have some really good partners come through. Some of you are going to have some understanding of letting go of those and showing your boundaries. You're really, really working hard in this because Jupiter is retrograde right now, and it's going to help you expand in this house. Neptune is helping you. For some of you, I see like Neptune is reminding you of when you were younger and you were more open and you were more carefree and you were a little bit like you didn't have so many boundaries, right? And so that's kind of what Neptune is doing in this Pisces 11th house. But this opportunity could come in where you're sort of understanding that balance in that. Now, on the 29th, here we go to the 29th. So on the 29th, we have our third and final grand trine, and we also have the full moon in Sagittarius, and I've already spoken about that. So the full moon in Sagittarius, we have your north node in Leo, and we have your Chiron in Aries. That's the third grand trine. This grand trine comes in to help you, or it comes in as a gift to fulfill your passion, to fulfill your want to engage in life again, to be happy, to be excited, to be able to do things that you really want to do. So that gift could come in very different ways for very different people. But you have 3 gifts coming in this month. Don't have to work for it. Don't have to make a decision about it. Don't even have to think about it. It's just coming through. So, Chiron has entered Aries. I'm doing a video series about that on my website. I'm doing a video series about Uranus on my website. You'll be able to purchase those. But Chiron is in your 12th house. Again, your 12th house is completions. Your 12th house is that sort of connection between you and other worlds, connection between you and your past life, present life, future life. So you could be having Chiron. If you want to know what that Chiron is and how to work in it, I'll have that video as well down in the link below. But your north node, which has to do with your 4th house. So this is you, 2, 3, 4. Your 4th house is your lineage. Your 4th house is your DNA. Your 4th house is your, like, where have I come from? Why do I act the way I act? Who am I? And why do I always feel anxious? Or why do I always not let go? Or why do I always, like, this is you really understanding that because this is a retrograde in here. And so with this grand trine, this is going to help you understand, give you some clarity, and kind of propel you into that direction of engaging in life again, letting you know that there still really are good people in this world, and not everybody wants something from you. Sometimes people just want to give to you. All right, my gorgeous ones. So good luck this month. I'm gonna do the tarot card reading for you guys, and I can tell you already, it's about letting go. It's about letting go. So, but you have some beautiful gifts. All right. So let's look at this cards. So this is your first position. This is you in May. You have the Magician. I love the Magician. The Magician likes to pull from his bag of tricks. You can call it bag of tricks. I call it your experiences. It's like no matter what happens or what's come your way or what you have to finagle, you're like, yep, I got it. Yep, I got it. Yeah, I know how to do it. Yep, I'll pull from here. I do from that. And that's kind of you right now. Noticing that, because for some of you, you weren't making the choices that you were supposed to make. These were things that you needed to do and you didn't get done. And so Uranus came in there and shook that stuff up. And for others of you, you were like, yeah, I know what I need to let go of. I know that I need to do this, and now I'm going to do that, and and you were doing it. And so whichever way you came to this point is about you taking from your experiences, understanding that you do have everything within you to make your life the way that you want, in abundance, in peace, in security, in happiness, in comfort, right? And so you're working on that right now. Now, your challenge is that King of Swords. So your challenge for some of you is more about the characteristic. It's not the gender. It's not gender specific for me. So your challenge is to be the King of Swords. This king is no joke. This king has been through way too much to hold on to things that no longer serve him. Okay? He's like the billionaires and the multimillionaires. Like, in a split decision. He knows how to make a split decision. He's like, yep, nope, yep. I mean, like, think about a billionaire or a multimillionaire where in 5 seconds they got to make a decision whether to spend $5 million, right? Or not. Like, they know how to do it. That's the King of Swords. He knows how to let go. He knows how to move on. He knows how to get what he wants. Oftentimes, he can be thought of as too cold, but that's because he's more mental and he's not so emotional. He can be very emotional when he's in love or when he loves someone, family, friends, whoever. Like those that he has close to him, he cherishes them and he treats them well. But because he can make split decision, he comes from his head, then he knows. Like his head and his heart are aligned. He knows. So this is your challenge. Let go of what no longer serves you. Be a little bit more adaptable. I know you're a fixed sign, and I know you don't like to move. And let me tell you, all times, and I'm an air sign and fire, so I can move. Sag, like I'm immutable. Sag, Gemini is mutable. That means they can move, they can adapt, they can do. But I've got that Aquarius that's a fixed. So let me tell you, it's every time it's uncomfortable to change. It is. It just is. So just know it's going to be uncomfortable to change, but the change is where you're wanting to go. You've called to the universe. You called to your loved ones. You called to God. You called to your angels. You called to your higher self. You called to your guides. And you said, this is what I want in my life. And they're trying to get you there, but you need to let go of some things. And you need to be more adjustable. You need to be more adaptable and be open to change, because it's that change that's going to get you to that space that you want to be. Okay, so that's your challenge. For others of you, it could be a specific person. It could be this King of Swords. If this is a love romantic relationship, it could be the King of Swords. Maybe he's often too cold, or she is. Maybe they're not showing you enough love physically. But again, because they're very intuitive. It's your challenge that if it's time to let go of this partner, or if it's time to let go of this love, I don't mean cut it off. I don't mean like all of a sudden don't talk to him or whatever. But like, maybe you need to focus on you. Maybe you need to learn to love you. Maybe you need to learn to honor you, right? That's your challenge. Letting go of what no longer serves you. That's what I'm getting. So this is your fate and your destiny. You have the Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords is all about feeling, not actually it actually happening. But if you look, the swords aren't even touching her, but she feels like she's frozen. She feels like she can't move. She feels like there's too much pressure. She feels overwhelmed, right? She feels like, I can't do anything about the situation. I don't have enough information to make a decision and be clear about where I'm going. But that's not true, because she's got light in her hands, which means she has clarity. She just feels like she can't make a decision, and that's like self-sacrificing. You are in charge of your world, and so when you take the action and make the decisions, you begin to consciously create the world around you, and that's where you're headed, Taurus. But right now, it's going to feel overwhelming. It's going to feel that way. But again, there are no swords touching her. It's just feeling that way. Okay? Now, your overall outcome and what you'll be working through in the month of May, you have the High Priestess. Love, love the High Priestess. The High Priestess is the priestess or the thing or the entity or the energy connected to your loved ones, your angels, God, source, oneness, your higher self, your guides. And they come with gifts. When they bring me this card, I always see them snickering because they're so happy because you're about to receive gifts. And these gifts, you're going to be so shocked and surprised, and you're going to be so happy. And they can't wait to give them to you. So throughout the month, enjoy those gifts. Be a little bit more adaptable. I'm not asking you to change your whole character, but we do grow through our characters. And so be a little bit more adaptable. Look at your goals ahead and release what no longer serves you. I love you, love you, love you. Have a wonderful, wonderful month. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Bye.